Well, Magic is finally returning to Disneyland in California. The park has announced plans to reopen its two theme parks in the state by the end of next month. The reopening comes after California lifted coronavirus restrictions due to a drop in the number of cases. But visitors will still have to observe some new rules, including an advisory against potentially risky activities like screaming and singing on rides. The parks will also open at a limited capacity, and wearing a mask is required for those aged 2 and above. And Super Mario has leveled up. Nintendo's first ever theme park has opened in Japan. It's the real-world version of the Mushroom Kingdom, where iconic video game characters Mario and Luigi live. The park's opening had been delayed for months due to the pandemic, but fans can now enjoy a life-size Mario Kart, provided, of course, that they adhere to COVID-19 restrictions. All right, for more on this, Dr. Bharat Pankania joins me now. He's a senior clinical lecturer at the University of Exeter Medical School. Doctor, I'm so happy to hear that these theme parks are opening. I, as a child, absolutely loved Disneyland. But with mask requirements, social distancing, even rules that visitors aren't allowed to scream, doesn't that take all the fun away from even going to these theme parks?
It's the new way of living, I'm afraid, but it is still good news. It is good news that they are considering opening and opening in a safe way. We will learn incrementally what works, what doesn't work, what we should do, and at least open them. So open them is a good start, but we open them safely. Wearing the masks, especially in indoor rides and things, would be much more beneficial. Outdoors is a lower risk, but if you have crowds outdoors, even then the mask will protect you and your fellow people at the park.
I certainly understand the need to open these theme parks. I mean, there's tens of thousands of employees who have been out of work. Do you think, though, that it's realistic, especially the mask wearing? For example, Disney is requiring anyone aged 2 and over. I mean, how can parents expect for a 2-year-old to be wearing a mask when even many adults have a hard time keeping one on for a long period of time?
You're very right. And this is an example of divergences of different cultures. But if we look at the Far East, where wearing the masks is part and parcel of their habit, then they do it, and they do it very well. And they wear their masks properly too. And throughout this pandemic, I have been saying that we need to learn, and we need to learn a lot of infection control tricks from the Far Eastern countries. So as I say, if you want to do it, you can do it. It has been done in the Far Eastern countries. It's all a question of how determined you are to go to the park, have a good time, and have infection control measures and enjoy it.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. I mean, if you know what the rules are and you are determined to go to the park, then you certainly know what you're getting into. But also, many of the employees at these parks are on the younger side. Some might even be teenagers. What kind of training do you think that they should have as far as being able to determine if someone is not well enough to be allowed into the park?
That is the easy bit. So if somebody is not well enough, you will obviously pick it up, which is a temperature, a cough. You can ask them a series of 5 or 6 questions, and you will soon identify if it is a yes or a no. The difficulty, and this is why we've had a problem with the SARS-CoV-2 pandemic, which is many people are infected, infectious, and have no signs and symptoms. This is the thing that has made it very difficult. One thing that they can do is, of course, do on-site tests. But these on-site tests are not very accurate, and they will only pick up the very infectious person. So again, the on-site tests are not very meaningful. And again, taking the temperature, as I see in your slide there, is not very helpful, because you could be falsely reassuring yourself that temperature is okay, therefore you're okay. Whereas, as I've just said, many people will be without any signs, any symptoms.
Right. And what kind of effort must be involved for these theme parks in reopening, in making it safe for guests, as far as regular cleaning and disinfecting? I imagine that's a huge, huge effort.
It is, but I think it is a lot of economics, and these theme parks earn their money in their billions. So they know what to do, they want to do, and they will do it because that's what they do. If I was reopening the park, what I would want to do is inform, educate, and make sure that all my workforce know the score, know what to do, know what to look out for, and how to enforce good infection control practice. And once you've taught your workforce to do it, it becomes custom and practice to immediately keep on reminding the visitors that they need to be careful and do good practice.
All right, some great advice as always, Dr. Bharat Pankhania. Thank you so much for your time.